Liron, how you doing, my man?
Good. I appreciate you having me on. I'm super stoked to get into the nerd out stuff that we all love to do on this every single day. So yeah, let's do that.
I love it, and I'm a YouTube guy too. So I hope we can keep this under 40 minutes. We talked about that in the prelim, but I don't see it happening. I love this stuff too much. But Liron, for those who haven't already seen your awesome content, which is millions and millions and millions of views, can you give us the overview of what you do, please, sir?
Absolutely. So I'm a fellow geek, a fellow nerd, like to tinker with stuff, as we like to call it in the trade. We all understand what stuff means, right? So for me, I have a tech YouTube channel. It's under my name, and I talk about, oh, you're going to love this, the super sexy side of technology. We're talking about Wi-Fi routers. Oh, I know. Hold back the excitement. But hey, my channel has 1 million plus subscribers. We do 130 million views on the most unsexy stuff that you can possibly think about. We're talking about routers. We're talking about connectivity. We're talking about security, stuff that nobody really gets up in the morning and go, oh boy, I wonder if there's an update for my firmware on my router. And you guys understand this. I mean, we're fellow geeks. We understand this kind of software. So that's what I do on my main YouTube channel. And I did that as a proof to show that you don't have to be a Mr. Beast, super sexy, over the top, hot model to be able to make it on YouTube.
That is so cool, man. I know I have so many questions, but I know we're going to dig into it as we go. So let's kick off step one. And step one that you and I came up with, Liron, was flip the script. Change how you look at marketing. All right, so I'll just kick this off. I'll throw it to you. Like, what's the biggest difference, Liron, between YouTube and traditional marketing?
Money. Look, if you've got unlimited budgets, go wild, all right? Like, go and buy ads, go and do some deals with some influencers, pay them hundreds and thousands of dollars. Hey, if you want to work with me, pay me hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm happy to take your money. I mean, it's absolutely, if you've got unlimited funds, go for it. I'm not knocking traditional, social media marketing. You should be on Facebook, which, by the way, is blowing up tremendously. You should be on LinkedIn. You should be on Instagram. Why I'm all in on YouTube is because it's free. It takes just your time, right? It costs you just your time. And you get access to 2.7 billion monthly people who watch YouTube. That's an audience. Now, out of the 2.7 billion people, if your customer isn't there, I don't know where they are, or if they even exist. So think about the Super Bowl. They pay $8 million for a 30-second slot. How about getting in front of potentially 2.7 billion people for $0? Why would you not want to do this? And by the way, not for 30 seconds. You can do this repeatedly, every single day if you want to, for as long as you want to, and it still costs you $0. YouTube is where it's at. We know for a fact that number one search engine in the world, Google. Second biggest search engine, YouTube, owned by Google. So people go into search and they go, how do I do this? Where can I find that? And they click on enter, and guess what pops up? There's little AI snippets at the top. There's AI overview that usually gives you information. But you know what else pops up? Videos that answer this exact question that somebody typed. And then off they shoot you to YouTube to get you that exposure. So the question is not why YouTube. The question is, why are you not going all in on YouTube as far as I'm concerned? I've been so bullish about this, and it's only going to get better and better for us as kind of inventors, creators, people who like to tinker, as we move towards a world where it's ChatGTP this, it's AI that, it's Gemini, Claude, Perplexity, where people are just going to start typing that in. And if you're not ranked in there because you're so busy building a blog, well, you're just not going to exist. And YouTube helps you exist.
Very well said. And in my experience, YouTube, as well as the other short form platforms, when you're not playing into the pay us for exposure game and you're playing into the let's just listen to the audience, let's forget the word algorithm and let's just think about, what would I want to see? What do they want to see? It's all the same. And so I played into that really heavily in my first couple of years in business. And I can honestly say that I pay a lot of money in marketing now a month, probably to the tune of $20,000 a month, and I've significantly backed that off recently. But if you start an invention idea and you're thinking, I need to partner with somebody big so we can afford to pay Meta and Google 30 grand a month in ads before you even know what your audience wants to hear. What a proving ground YouTube is.
Unlimited funds, go for it. I'm just not in that category, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. And neither am I. Well, I think that's great. So number one, guys, flip the script. Change how you look at marketing, right? Don't think, LeRon mentioned it. I love that example. Don't think about the Super Bowl. Don't think about the Tide commercials you watched during the break of 90 Day Fiancé. We're talking about something else. We're talking about being real and connecting with people at a very low cost. But, LeRon, now we're going to go into step two. We're inventors. We just have a product. I'll kick this off. I'm actually going to give away an invention idea. Nobody take it, though, because I'm going to go through with it, and I'm really passionate about this one. But I was at the gym the other day, and I had this problem in my 20s when I was doing kickboxing. And then when I was 27, I went back and I did kickboxing. Same problem, same people, all dealing with the same issue. Now I'm 35, I'm in the gym, and I'm doing this thing, this particular challenge, and it's still plaguing me, and no one has come up with a solution. And I'm looking at the people next to me. They're still dealing with this baloney. And it's the wrist wraps we put around our hands to protect them before we put on the glove. When you get done, they're sweaty, they're matted up, they're nasty, and there's no good way to roll them. So you jam them in your bag in a big wad, then you take them home, you wash them, then the whole laundry cycle turns into a big wad. So I thought of a device where you could coil them quickly, throw that device in the wash, then throw it in the dryer, then throw it in your bag, and it's ready, perfectly coiled and washed the next time. Okay. So I don't know if we'll use that. I just want to throw that out there. If we ever need like some sort of example for the rest of this episode, that would be a cool one. The wrist wrap 9000. So step number 2 is choose a channel archetype. I'm just going to let you run with this one, man. What can we do? What can we inventors do with these products?
There's this big, again, like a misconception that it's gotta be perfect. You've like every hair has got to be in place, no stains anywhere. Like God forbid there should be some lint because you played with your dog before you went on camera. Like that is nonsense. At the end of the day, where we are on our YouTube channel is people want to connect with people, not with products. Just like nobody's woken up saying, I wonder if my router has an update, right? They don't care about that. They care about a problem that they have and can you help them solve it? So when it comes to the invention, the wrist curler 9000, what did you call it?
The wrist wrapper 9000. You can change the name if you want.
9000. But yes, like you would think that like traditional marketing or the way we're programmed to think is that you've got to show them the perfect product. Guess what people really love? They love the journey. They love the building in public. They love the idea that they will part with you along the way. So you could turn this around into a great series where you go speak to people and you say, "Hey, show me your wrist wrapper after your session." Man, that is just disgusting. Okay, and you do a whole bunch of that. Like, there's got to be a better solution for it. In fact, I'm going to come up with something. And you start bringing people along for the ride. You go, well, what is he going to come up with? You bring your own energy, your own flair to that. Then they want to see the failures. They want to see prototype A, prototype B, and they want to know why that didn't work. Why did you improve it? What did you change? You can ask for comments, for suggestions. Say, hey guys, I'm stuck. Like, be vulnerable. It's okay. That's what we want. Say, hey, I'm stuck. When I'm trying to wrap this, the spring is so strong, it actually takes my fingers off. That's how strong the spring is. I just can't find the right fit. Maybe it shouldn't be a spring. Maybe it should be something else. Like, what do you guys think? Let me know. Like, hit me up with some ideas. I'll try them. Your next video is, hey, I got 5 great ideas. I don't know which is going to work. You're doing it with me. Let's try the first one. Like, I don't know who came up with this, but a closed peg hanger, that you hate is on the washing line. That's a crappy idea. Like, next. They want to see the build. They want to see the authenticity. They want to see when things fail. I saw the other day, it was a great video. This guy was putting in all these smart plugs in his home, right? And as he was going through and he was wiring these things up, the next thing, big explosion, big puff, everything goes black. And then the camera just stops. And you go like, what just happened? And then he comes on with a torch. He goes, I just blew a fuse, man. Like, that's awesome. Like, most people would have cut that out. Because
right.
like, he's not perfect. Like, oh, like he should have known about it. He left that in. Beautifully done.
Yeah.
Okay? Because, hey, who can relate? All of us can relate. Have we all screwed up at a point? Yeah, we all screwed up at a point, right? It was a great moment. He kept it in. And I love that. And I think that's what's missing. It's the authenticity of YouTube, because all these perfectly produced, highly spec budgeted videos, they're great to watch. But you know what really works? Why Indiegogo works, why Kickstarter works, is because the person's coming up there saying, I've got this idea. Here is the blueprint. Here is a prototype. This is what it's going to do. Like, we know we can make this work. We just need some funding. If you're a backer, you'll get this. If you're that backer at this level, you'll get that. Think about it. It's the most idiotic thing for us to back. There's no idea, no product. We've never seen a real life version of it. And yet people are throwing money hand over fist at the idea, hoping that they would reach the funding goals, hoping that in 8 to 9, 10 months later, they may or may not get a product. And yet people are paying and people are backing campaigns all the time. It makes zero sense. But where it does make sense is we're saying, hey, we love the person. We love what it's doing. We love the potential of what this has. Great. Use that mentality on YouTube. You do not have to be perfect. So a day in the life of, I woke up this morning, I looked at my washing machine. Guys, you got to check this out. And it's like disgusting, mucky stuff. I want to see that, because why? I relate to that. Like, oh yeah, I'm a kickboxer too. I know that. Like, hey, my wife hates that. Like, I'm with you. What are you going to do about it? Well, all right, let's go talk to some other people. Boom, boom, boom. Cut to the scene of talking to some people. On your phone, not even a professional camera. Guys, there's a big thing of, we've got to go studio equipment, right? It's like, we're all set up in a studio now, so we've got these professional lights. But when you're out there and you've got a phone, your phone can shoot in 1080p, which is high definition. That's the minimum. Always shoot horizontally, not vertically, so that you can repurpose it in case you want to make it into an Instagram reel. You've got that option. You start with that, and you film it, and you handhold it. And I cannot tell you how many really big channels I work with. Behind the scenes, it's a GoPro. It's a handheld phone.
Yeah.
The only thing we don't compromise on is audio. That's the one thing that's like non-negotiable. Otherwise, it's just too frustrating to go along. Everything else, use what you got. So work with me, kind of go day in the life of, come build it with me, show the stuff ups as they happen along the way, show the ups and downs, get to a point where you got, like, guys, I've invested 3 months into this. I don't know if this is a real product or not. I'm like really having second thoughts. Show that.
Yeah.
That's part of the journey. And that's what people will be attracted to. You know what the best thing is? That people who come along for the ride are most probably going to be your first customers.
Yeah, absolutely. They're the crazy 100 is what I call them.
Exactly.
We love them. So you talked about follow my journey. Talk to me about maybe going with like an entertainment route. There was this story. I read the book called The YouTube Formula, and I really loved it.
Oh, yeah, they'll eat.
Yeah, the story about the What's Inside channel. Father and son, they cut open a baseball, and they're like, oh my God, we got 1,000 hits, 2,000 hits, whatever. And that was the inception of their channel that ran for 9, 10, 11 years. I think it seems like they stopped a couple years ago, which I can imagine a few reasons why. So talk to me about that angle where it's not really follow my journey. It's like you know exactly what you're signing up for when you click that video every single time.
Perfect. Go for it. Then just do that. Okay, so the channel you're referring to, What's Inside, it's Dan Markham and his son, like lovely guys, like really awesome. They haven't stopped. What they did was pivot from the What's Inside to more automotive, cars, kind of vlogging stuff. And the reason that they did that, because they've done a formula. It's got to the end of life and they changed the formula. It's perfectly fine to do that. So you can start off by saying, hey, follow my journey. Go, guys, you are not vibing with this. Okay, great. Doesn't mean it was a failure. It means that you just got to change it up now. So then you change it. You say, hey, I'm going to build this today. Come build it with me. Here's my 3D printer. Here's my this. Here's my that. Let's see how that goes. Or I'm going to teach you, look, I've got a problem. The spring doesn't spring back. Okay, how do we solve it? Let me show you the 5 steps that I would take to solve this issue. And now you're teaching. Now it becomes a teaching formula. It can be that you show the final product. You say, hey, here's the final product. Look what it does. And you show the features. You may then reverse engineer it because, hey, that's the final product. But that's not how it started. It started as this brick. And how do we get from here to here? Let me show it to you so that you can do it at home and you can follow along. There's loads and loads of ways, lots of different formats. It doesn't have to be one thing and in one thing only. You just have to adapt and understand something. People are going to click with one format. Some people are going to come purely for the education. Show me what settings you used in your 3D printer. That's all they will care about. So they can do it. They can do it, work on their project. And that's fine too. You just got to kind of work with that audience. The nice thing about YouTube, people are not afraid to tell you what they think, right? So take the comments with a pinch of salt or a mountain of salt, but in there you'll find some really, really good stuff, good nugget. Go, ooh, hold on, I never thought of that. Let me try that and kind of figure out for that.
Excellent, excellent. So that was a good wrap on step 2. We're going to choose a channel archetype, guys. Don't get too hung up on this. You may not nail the bullseye the first time. Am I right, Liron? Maybe try this several different ways, but don't give up because Rome wasn't built in a day.
The way we look at YouTube, it's either you win or you learn. That's it.
Nice.
And when you kind of something doesn't work according to the way you thought, if you just ask why did it not work and you figure that out, well, great. Then you just make an adjustment for the next video. We want to improve by 1%, not 100%, 1% with every video. That's all we want to do. Just get those reps in. None of us, look, YouTube is a skill. None of us were born with a skill, just like none of us were born knowing how to ride a bike or how to swim or how to drive a car. The first time, if you remember, Grant, when you got into your car, it's like super nerve-wracking. You know, you were a kid, you were trying to figure out, I got controls here. I grew up in a time where we still had manual. We had like a third pedal with a clutch. People in America are not so sure about that thing. But you had to kind of figure how your feet were. You had to think about all these things. Now you get into a car, nobody gets into a car. You don't get into a car now thinking, oh my God, wait, is it a P for park or D for drive? You don't even, you just do, right?
Yeah.
Because it's a skill that you've practiced enough and you got better at it. Same thing with YouTube. You're going to suck at the beginning. We all suck at the beginning. Go to any single channel, look at their videos, look at the oldest videos. It all sucks. But then you got better and better and better over time. And it's just about getting those reps in. We don't even look at data. When I work with the clients, we don't even look at data until we have 10, 20, 30 videos under our belt. Then it starts to make sense. At the beginning, it's just getting this super level of comfort. That's all we're doing.
Yeah. I want to underscore something you just said. Anytime you see a video on YouTube that you like, go back to those first 3 videos and you will feel right at home because they start exactly where you do. We are all born at the same age and we're all equal on YouTube.
That's it. Everybody starts with 0 views, 0 subscribers.
Yes.
Everybody.
Yes. Step number 3, avoid the demo death trap. What if an inventor has an idea and their inclination is to stand in front of the camera and talk about the features and how good it is?
Amazing. If you want to be a company brochure, you do that. Okay. Not recommended though, because our bullshit detector is pretty good, right? We know when we've been served an ad versus being served a video. And we know the content. We're so in tune to this. We get served thousands and thousands and thousands of pieces of information every second. Our brain has got so good at filtering out the crap versus what we actually need. So if somebody stands up there and goes, and now I will show you 5 new features of this brand new invention. Number 1, You go like, next. Okay, because you're thinking QVC, but wait, there is more. If you call now, we'll throw in some knives and steak knives. Like, vomit, right? Okay. You don't want to be a brochure. What you want to do is get super excited. Yes, of course you want to show features. I do product reviews on my channel, and I'm always thinking the person that's watching doesn't want to see an ad. I need to show these features, but in a way that makes sense to my viewer. Who is my viewer? Why are they here? They're here because they want to maybe make a buying decision. Great. Just rattling off a bunch of specs. This can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can read that online. You don't need me for that. How can I make it meaningful? That's what I'm thinking about. So if I'm reviewing the unsexy router again for Wi-Fi, how do I make it interesting? How do I make it exciting? How do I make it that you go, man, that was informative? Go look at any Apple launch, any Samsung launch, any Google product launch. It's a 2-hour commercial, if you think about it, when they do their events. They're just advertising their products, but they do it in such a way that their audience really loves what's coming up. Go and study that format. Go and understand it. They're not showing features. Yes, under the hood, of course, they're showing the features, but it's the way that they're showing that feature being used in a real life situation. That is what I would focus on. If your gadget, the Rapper 9000, right, does what it's supposed to do, just saying, hey, you press this button, it wraps everything up, throw it in a machine, it's an ad. But if you go, pain, what's the pain? Problem, stinks, disgusting, wife doesn't like it, I've got no time to wrap the stuff, right? Then you say, well, how do we do it? Well, here's the stuff I tried. That didn't work. It's like you're leading up. This didn't work. I'm sure you guys have tried this as well, relating to that audience. I'm trying this solution, which I'm built, and you know what? I've given up to 10 people, and they've really loved it. I'm sharing it with you now as well. All of a sudden, you've gone for a little journey. By the way, here is the product, as opposed to, but wait, there is more. We don't want to do that.
No, absolutely not. But again, beautifully said, music to my ears. And that's why when I brought up the wrist wrapper, I pitched it to you in a very specific way. You notice that I didn't say, hey, LeRon, I have an idea for a product that does this and that. I laid out the background. I set the framework. When I was 19, everybody can relate. They were a young man, young woman doing this. And then years later, I'm 25. Now I'm in my mid-30s. Maybe you're picturing yourself, married, kids, want to get back into shape. You're emotionally attached to the message. You might just listen to what we have to offer.
Mm-hmm. Storytelling. It's the stuff that's been for generations before technology. Yes, there was a world before technology where people told stories. And they told stories around the campfire. And good stories were passed down from father to son, son to daughter. They were passed down along the ages. You know what happened to the, but wait, there is more kind of stories? We don't know about them because nobody cared enough to repeat those stories. You care about a good story. So what are we doing on YouTube? We're storytellers. If you think about your inventions, your invention is a story. It's not a thing. It's a story. You came up with that because of a reason. You had a reason. What's that reason? Share that. That's the part that's going to hit.
Amazing. And now I want to get into step 4. You touched on this before. No studio, no problem. Should YouTubers get hung up on the equipment that they have or don't have?
Absolutely not. It's the only thing is non-negotiable is the audio. Simply because, watch this, I'm going to talk now, but then I turn away my mic and now it becomes very irritating.
Oh my God, I can't take it.
That's terrible, right? Because you just don't, what did you just say? Like, you don't know, because I've moved away my mic for those who are listening on the audio. When you do that, it's just too frustrating. We can put up with shaky footage. We can put up with not great light. We can put up with lots of stuff. And I'm going to say this to you, Grant, think about this. When you watch YouTube videos right now, you're watching for the information. You're watching for the entertainment value. I don't know that if you watch a video and you go, whoa, my toilet is leaking. I've just landed on a channel about how to fix a leaking toilet. But man, that shirt, come on, man. Like, well, I'm not gonna fix my toilet. He's got a shirt on and the shirt's unbuttoned. Like, the shoes, they don't even match the belt. Like, what's going on here? Like, no, I'm out.
Yeah.
Huh? You never do that. Right?
No, you wouldn't care at all.
Not at all. You're there for the information. And, but yet when we do it ourselves, we judge ourselves so harshly, it's got to be perfect. You don't need the perfect equipment. You can do it with your phone. You can buy a good old GoPro. Does not have to be the latest version of GoPros. There's lots of second-hand, third-hand, fourth-hand of those available basically everywhere. And you can just use those kind of equipment until you get into the groove. And in fact, I usually recommend not to purchase equipment until you know what you're doing. You might think that you're going to do in studio. Turns out you really love being outdoors and you really love talking to people and getting their reaction. Well, then a studio setup is going to be very different than an outdoor setup. Now you've just wasted all this money on amazing studio gear, which you can't even use. So figure out what your format first. That's much more important. You use what you have right now and then figure out the rest. The rest will come. Just to kind of give it a perspective, if you guys know who Mr. Beast is, Jimmy, the biggest channel, well, one of the biggest channels that are out there, his first, I think it's like 1,000 videos or some ridiculous numbers was shot on his phone.
A Samsung.
So okay, we go. So the equipment doesn't matter. You matter. That's the most important thing to remember.
And then, not tonality, but the tone of your voice, your cadence, your speaking pattern. I personally had the problem of talking to my audience like they were freaking idiots in the beginning. Hey, my name's Grant. Let me guess. You've run into, patronizing my audience.
Yep.
How do I talk to them?
You talk to them like a friend. So this is the way you got to picture YouTube, and the camera that I'm looking at, the camera that you're looking at is a person. It's not a camera. If it helps you, literally pick a photo from your camera roll of your best friend or your wife, your husband, because sometimes they're not the same people, right? I'm just saying. Just throwing it out there. So you pick up a person and you stick a picture next to the camera and you say, I'm talking to John, I'm talking to Mike, I'm talking to Sue, whoever. You're talking to a friend. What we don't want to see is before the camera goes on, you're like, hey, man, this is going to be such an awesome episode. Can't wait to do this. And then the camera goes on. When one looks at one's channel on YouTube, like, wait, what happened to the person before the camera went on, right? Mm-hmm. You want to talk who you are. Imagine somebody taps you on the shoulder at a networking event, at a party, out when you're out to dinner, go, hey, I believe you're the inventor guy. Yeah, I am. I do some stuff. Really, I've got this idea. What do you think? You're not going to change your personality and go, well, when one looks at those inventions, one needs to consider, no, you're like, dude, that's such a shitty idea. Like, I don't understand where you even thought it was going to work. Like, you would just talk it through because you're talking to a person. The camera is that person. Just when I say dumb it down, when I'm thinking dumb it down, there's this big conception of you got to dumb down everything. Right? You got to speak like you're speaking to a 5-year-old. And now, kids, we're going to do that. No, that's absolutely not. If you use industry words and terminology, you want to explain that, right? You want to kind of explain it in a very simple way that you don't lose people in your audience. So when we say, hey, I'm going to print this on my 3D printer, you do not have to say, well, a 3D printer is like a regular printer, but oh boy, it can do things that you can actually hold. Like, dude, like what the heck, man? Like I'm out. Like, but you can say, hey, I'm using a 3D printer. It's got this and this format. Some people like that format. The format is basically just the way that you send the files to the printer. Okay, so one line, you just explained what a format is, so you haven't lost anybody along the way. So talk to your best mate. That's the best way to approach this.
Awesome. I love that. And that rolls us into step number 5. We need a launch sprint. We kind of laid out in our prelims, maybe the first 3 videos an inventor can put out. And what I wrote down was, video number 1, the problem your invention solves. Is it really that easy, or we're just getting on there and showing the problem we solve?
Yeah, I mean, you got to have the end in mind, right? So some people would go and create a YouTube channel because it's a business and they want to sell lots of widgets. That's the only thing they care about is selling widgets. Some people will make their YouTube channel because they want to just share their passion for inventing. That's perfectly fine. Some people will just do it as a hobby thing. Every once in a while, they'll throw the camera on, they'll throw some footage up. So it depends on your goals. If your goal is this is my business, right? At the end of the day, everything's said and done, by the time I'm finished with this invention, I want people to put a credit card information and get it shipped to their home. That's my number one focus. Great. Then you got to kind of build up to that, and you got to take people along for that ride. So you got, like, video number one should not be about who you are and your background, because frankly, I don't really care at this stage, right? We have this thing called the WIFM rule, which stands for what's in it for me. WIFM, okay? You got to think of that. When somebody's watching a video, they're only thinking selfishly, what's in it for me? Why are you're demanding for me to watch this video? What's in it for me? What am I going to get? Always remember that. Give them value. So if they never buy your product, they never come back, they walk away going, man, actually, that was pretty cool. That was entertaining. Or, hey, I just want to see how he gets around that problem. Like something that's got to make them think about them. The mistake a lot of people do is they launch their first video and they think, okay, well, nobody knows me. I've got to do a 45-minute discussion about my childhood and how I got here and the horses that I had, and the horse ran away, and then there was the dog, and the dog, like, did I even know you? Like, I don't care about you at this stage. I will care about you later. So start off with first 3 videos is just value. Like what? Like, hey, this is what I'm doing. You may touch on your invention even. You might say, hey, this is the kind of thing I'm working on. These are the kind of people that we're talking to. This is who you're building it up and building it up and building it up. I wouldn't be so structured as video 1, video 2, video 3, video 4. Like, I wouldn't stick to that. I would just start rolling with it because you're just getting into the vibe of creating content. Think of the WIFM rule with every single video. What value are you offering a viewer? But because at a certain point, they're going to care about you. And you can kind of get to that point and go, okay, like it's been a month. We have to chat. All right. I started this thing because I had a horse named Chelsea, and Chelsea was amazing. And Chelsea was always dirty, which kind of inspired me to go into kickboxing. I don't know what, but kind of inspired me to go into kickboxing because she kicks and I kick, and it kind of made sense. And it was like fun. Now people care about you. And now it's like, oh, cool. Yeah, that's a cool story. Like I can relate to that. And then you kind of go back into your cadence of what are we doing? What's your format? I wouldn't be too hung up, especially if you're just starting out. I wouldn't be too hung up on 1, 2, 3, 4. I would be more thinking, what's my end goal? How do I get there? The WIFM rule. My best friend is now we're talking because that's who I'm talking to on camera. They're kind of thinking, okay, like cool story, bro, but like, and they're kind of thinking, what's in it for me? Give them the value so they keep coming back and they come back and they come back. That's all you want. You really just want people to come back.
Beautiful. I love it. And that kicks off step number 6. Because, there's a little thing called thumbnails, this little thing called click-through rates, this little thing called titling. Step number 6, positioning beats posting. So let's dig into, we're competing with Netflix attention spans in this game, right? Not just other inventors, other YouTubers. We're dealing with the thumbnails. We're dealing with click-through rates, all that nonsense. So I know you've probably thought about this every single night you lay down since you started YouTube. So take the floor, my man. What do you got to say?
I think we need like a whole episode for this.
You don't get it. You got 5 minutes. Go.
Okay. It's all hard work. Good luck. No. Okay. So
that's it, folks.
We're talking about packaging. And what packaging essentially means, it's just like it sounds. You want a packaged product, right? So packaging essentially on YouTube means a thumbnail. Let's start with a thumbnail. A thumbnail only has one mission: to make somebody stop. That's all. It's the only mission a thumbnail has. Grab somebody's attention. There's lots of thumbnails coming down the feed as you're scrolling up on your phone or it appears on your home screen. You just want somebody to go, hey, what's that? So number 1 mission of a thumbnail is to make somebody stops. They look at the thumbnail, and it should be intriguing enough for them to not get the full picture, don't reveal the end. A lot of people do make that mistake. You say like, buy the iPhone 16 because it's got the best camera. Okay, great. Well, now I don't have to watch the whole movie. You just told me, right? Thank you. Okay, spoiler alert, right? So thumbnail just needs to be eye-catching, stopping people scrolling, get their attention so they glance over at the second thing, which is your title. Your thumbnail and your title work together. It's not one or the other. You've got to make sure they work in unison. So you have a device, and then you're going to be talking about this device that you invented. Cool thumbnail, gets people's attention. The title should not be "Buy my device," because now I'm out. But if the title is "This is the number one solution your wife will thank you for having," okay, well, what is it? Now I need to know. So now you get into the wrist wrapper 9000 video, and the packaging doesn't stop there. It's the title, the thumbnail, and it's the first 30 seconds of their video. If you don't hook people in the first 30 seconds, they are very unforgiving because they've got lots of other videos to watch. They've got lots of options. The leaking toilet search reveals 1,000 people teaching you how to fix your leaking toilet. So the first 30 seconds, you've got to reiterate the title, not repeating it word for word. You've got to kind of say what this video is about, confirming that they are in the right place. So this is the one solution your wife will thank you for buying. Let's just say that's your title. When you start, don't start with this nonsense of, "Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I went to Starbucks and got a skinny white latte." And like, whoa. Like, I'm here because you promised me, you made a promise. You made a promise in your title. You made a promise in your thumbnail that there's a solution I need to get. What's with the Starbucks nonsense? I'm out. People are very unforgiving in the first 30 seconds. The longer that they are on your video, the more forgiving they are. So you start your video by saying, "I have the perfect solution that your wife will thank you for buying." Not only that, she's going to make all your friends buy it for their other halves. And you get into it. Now I'm intrigued. Now I'm in the right place. You've confirmed it. And you start going, "Hi, my name's Liron Segeb. I've been an inventor for 20 years. And this is the first time my wife has actually encouraged me to go back to the garage and start tinkering. First time in 20 years. So you know that's a good sign. We're relating, right?" And as you go through that video, you're kind of revealing a little bit at a time about your product. So packaging is thumbnail, stops the scroll, catches the attention, glance over at your title, make sure it's intriguing. First 30 seconds confirming that you are in the right place before you start revealing your video. I don't want to see in the first 30 seconds people's logo, animation, drone shots. Don't waste people's time because of the WIFM rule. What's in it for me? I want to know what the invention that my wife finally loves. Okay, show that to me. That's in it for me. That's what I want to see.
Amazing. So if I'm hearing this right, and according to my own experience, this takes a lot of thinking ahead. It's not so much pull out the camera, just start filming, and then, okay, we filmed, now we upload it to Premiere, we cut off the beginning and the end to make it concise, and then we upload it to YouTube, and we're watching the little cogwheely, loady thing spin for 45 minutes, and then it asks about a thumbnail. And then most people say, "Oh, I don't need a thumbnail. The video's done." So I'll screen grab, use their AI screen grab me with my mouth like this, and then we'll post it, and the title will be May 4th, 2025.
Yeah, that's a great formula for disaster. And if that's what you're after, go for it. Here's the rule: I never start a video without knowing what my thumbnail is. At least having an idea. Critically, without knowing what my title is, because it's a lot harder to go and fix a title and make it fit than it is to have it up front. Here's what I mean by that. If let's just say you go to a convention, an event, right? An inventors convention, and now you're going to film because you're making content. You have a choice. You can go there, film for 8 hours a day over the next 3 days, come home and sit down with 1,000 hours of SD cards and try to figure out what to make a video. Or before you get on the plane, before you get to the convention, you think you're in your mind, you're looking for the 5 coolest inventions at this convention. Guess what you have to do? Find 5 cool things, film them, and you're done because you have a plan in mind. Or you're thinking of, I want to know what the latest technological tools are that helps inventors. Okay, now you go find the latest technological. You don't have to film all the keynotes. You don't have to film all the discussions. You just have to find the 5 cool things because that was your plan. So you always, the rule is if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And with this, you don't have a title, you don't have a thumbnail, don't even start the video. Start with that first because your delivery, everything that you do on camera plays into that title. So it's very difficult to go to have like, oh man, I wish I would have filmed more of those inventions because I had a really cool title idea, but now I'm home, now it's too late. Right? And you can do your intro at the event. You can say, hey, I'm going to find 5 cool things that every inventor should have. Now, you know that's your title because you already decided that up front. Now, guess what you do? Film 5 cool things as opposed to film hours and try fit that back in. And again, if things like this scare you, and what I mean by, I hate graphics. I'm not a graphic designer by any stretch of the imagination. There are places out there that you can outsource it to that will do a great job at getting you the thumbnails that you need. You can go to Canva and you can do it for free there. So you can experiment there and get that going. So it's not a hardship, but have the idea. Like Grant, you would never start a project without at least having an idea of what the end is, what it's supposed to do, what material you're going to use. You have to plan something ahead as opposed to, I'll just put a whole bunch of stuff together, mix them up, and man, I'm sure it's going to work. Mm-hmm. You've got to come in with a plan. Same thing here. You've got to have a plan.
Love it. Absolutely. And that brings us to step number 7, maybe our last step. Turn viewers into buyers. What the hell is the bow tie funnel?
All right. So this is like one of my favorite things. So if you're building. People are coming with you for the journey. Traditional marketing is a typical funnel where people build, I don't know you. Then I get that's a cold person. Then they start getting to know you. It's a little bit of a warmer person until they press the buy button. Now that's a hot lead. They bought, and then it stops. Well, with YouTube, we have an opportunity to continue that conversation, like almost popping up the other side. If you picture your typical funnel, marketing funnel, kind of being this triangle, inverse triangle, put that triangle on the side. Picture a bow tie. Now they're at the very bottom, the very tip. They've just purchased. Instead of just saying, hey, thanks, and that's it, you can carry on the journey with them by saying, hey, send me a picture of you using it. Send me a video of you using the product. I'll feature you in a video. Now, all of a sudden, it's an incentive for them to use it. They'll say cool stuff about it because they love it. They're now featured in a video. Guess what they're going to do? They're going to tell everybody, hey, go check me out. I'm in this video. I'm on YouTube. I'm using this product. Now they become your ambassadors. They almost become your leads because now they're referring people to you. And the better that you do it, now the more of this you're going to get. And once they get to a certain point, you may even say to them, hey, Charlie, you've sent so many people my way. Here's an affiliate link. Anyone who buys through your link, I'll give you a commission. Now you become super fans because now they're making money off your invention and you're making money. So instead of just getting to the end and saying, oh, you bought my widget, thanks, here's a receipt. With YouTube, you have the opportunity to really get that audience involved beyond that and make them your super fans.
Awesome. I love that. Yeah, we always have to nurture our customers, right? Nurture it to death. It's way harder to find a new client than it is to nurture an existing one.
Yeah, and to your point, guess what happens when you have invention number 2? Charlie over here gets an exclusive preview.
Right.
Charlie over there gets kind of to see, like to weigh in on ideas. Maybe you have a WhatsApp group or a text group going with Charlie and a whole bunch of Charlies. And now they're weighing and giving you ideas. Now they're helping you in that process. When that comes out, not only are they going to be your first customers, but they're going to be the people raving again. You're like, oh my God, we thought the wrist wrapper 9000 was great, but the wrist wrapper 9001, man, that's like a different league. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. See how that kind of works and kind of rolls back in, as opposed to trying to find, as you said, brand new customers every single time with every single thing that you do.
Yeah, it's so hard. Anybody who's listening to this, who's thinking about launching their Kickstarter, anything, they know, like, just getting a handful of people to listen to you, it's a daunting task. It's not hard. You and I know that, but in your mind and at that stage, it's so much better to have a springboard to that to an audience. So, step number 8. This is a bonus, and I thought of this when you talked about teasing with the title and the thumbnail.
Okay.
Maybe I'll throw a little blurred out bonus something or other. You know what I'm going for. Let's talk about YouTube outliers, because we laid out a lot of rules. You got to have a plan. You got to have that title, thumbnail flow into the first 30 seconds. But I know a lot of people are sitting here thinking, well, no, my favorite YouTube channel, Rock Hill Farms, he just turns on the camera at the farm and he's doing something different every day. So is there outliers? Is there exceptions to the rule? Or do they still somehow come to the same conclusions that you're at?
So it's a combination of both. And what I mean by that is we always hear, especially if you're kind of around the social media world and you get those clippings, you always hear about, hey, I made one video and I got 1 million subscribers and 100,000 views in 48 hours. That is such an outlier, it's ridiculous. So I'm going to exclude that for a second. You do have other channel people who literally will switch on a camera, 0 editing, 0 thumbnail, 0 titles, just record and end of story. And that it seems to work. Great. Try that. There isn't a rule saying it's either this or that. What the most important thing is to actually do. This is where people get stuck. They have all the theory in the world. They watch every video, download every PDF, watch every podcast, but they don't actually get to the doing. So if the stuff that's preventing you from actually doing is the thumbnail, title, hook, introduction, okay, great. Park that for a second. Switch on your camera, press record, and just upload it. Okay, without a title, without a thumbnail, screen grab something in the middle and say episode 1 and just upload it. Okay. I'm not expecting miracles to happen, but what it does do, it puts you into that mind frame of, hey, it's not so bad. Like I thought it was wet. Because by the time you do the 3rd and 4th one, you go, I'm kind of wanting to tidy this up a little bit. I kind of think I could have done better if I'd only said this. You start learning because you're not driving this car repeatedly. You're kind of getting into that zone. So just by doing, you're going to do much more learning. And then you'll see, you'll go back into exactly what I said, packaging, titles, thumbnails. Everybody lands up there at a certain point. Most people, land up there at a certain point. There are people who just live stream. They switch on the camera, they press go live. There's 0 editing, 0 music, 0 production, 0 anything. It's just them in their workshop with camera, and they're talking to themselves, essentially. There's no audience at this stage until there is an audience. And all they're doing is every single day, they're just uploading and uploading and uploading. That's great. Try that format. If that's more you, and you're a talk to myself kind of person, but this time I'm going to do it out loud without looking at the cameras, just doing my thing, and I'm just explaining the steps as I'm going along. Sweet. Do that. There's a great guy from Australia. He's like one of the Aboriginal tribes, and he's got a camera. He switches it on, and all he does is he just shows him chiseling wood and creating a boat and whatever, and he just streams it. And that's all he does. And then over time, he's got an audience because people really liked him. They liked his commentary. He was making jokes, and they just hung out with him. It's a perfect formula. If that's you, that's your personality, go for it. It's about, like you remember I said, it's about what your end goal is. If your end goal is to sell this thing, well, you kind of want to be more structured. If your end goal is, this is a hobby, I'm having fun with it, I want to share my knowledge, then you can do a whole bunch of other stuff. There's a channel called Lara's Farms, and she's a great girl. She has got this farm, she's got her tractor, and every day they literally just record what they're doing that day. Hey, we're doing this, we're doing that. And they package it up, upload it to YouTube. And that channel has blown up tremendously. People are interested. I live in a city. I don't know what farm life's like. Now I can watch it. I get my little farm fix for 5 minutes. I'm happy. It works. Just find what works for you.
Amazing. Amazing. All right. Do you have any parting word of wisdom? I know you and I have heard a lot of the cliche things, the just do it, just film it type of stuff, but a lot of our listeners that maybe they're a little old fashioned, a little bit more shy. Do you have any parting word of wisdom for these introverts or engineer-esques that aren't so creative? What would you tell them?
If you're scared of the camera, and I totally understand because it's super weird. Think about it. You're in your room with the door closed and you're talking to yourself and there's something recording you. It's not natural. It's not the norm, right? I get it. Here's what you do. You go to your workshop, go to wherever you happen to hang out, put your phone, just your phone, put it on video mode, put it on a tripod or balance it on a book, on a bookshelf, as long as it's aimed towards you, and just hit that record. And you're not going to upload it. I want to just so from a nerves point of view, you're never going to upload it. And all you're going to do is hit record, and you're going to pretend that your best mate is there, and they're just hanging out with you whilst you're doing the laundry and you're doing the folding, doing the washing, and you're folding, and you're just talking about what you're doing. Hey, this is a cool shirt I got in New York when I was traveling there on business. And I'm going to fold. Oh, these socks, man. Why is it that I always put 2 socks in, but 1 sock comes out? Like, has anybody figured out that mystery? Okay? And you're just talking and talking. And you know what's going to happen? At the beginning, you're going to be super aware of that camera. And by kind of minute 2, minute 3, you kind of forget about the camera and you being a crazy person talking to yourself, folding laundry. But as soon as you do that, then you realize it's not so bad, and you just delete that footage. It's gone, and then you've just never uploaded. That's the first step. The second step is take the same thing. You're going to record it to create a brand new Instagram account. Brand new. Keep it on private. Tell nobody about it. Create a video. Upload it as a story that disappears after 24 hours. And get into the habit of just explaining about your day. So you're literally holding up the phone and go, hey, I just had a cup of coffee. It was really tasty. I should have put more sugar in, and upload. Okay? Nobody's going to see that. But you're in the habit of recording and uploading, recording and uploading, recording and uploading. Hey, my thought of the day. It's raining in Dallas. This morning it was sunny. How the heck is this possible? And you upload that. Okay? It doesn't have to make any sense at all. But it's just a habit. You're just forming that habit. And then you realize it's actually not bad. That's how you get over. I've yet to work with someone in the geekiest, most reserved profession that you can possibly think of, from the geekiest accountant in the world, doctors, like anybody you can think of. If they just go through this, they just become passionate. They just love it. Because I can share my ideas. There's this great pilot. I keep going to examples to make it make sense. There's this pilot. He's an older gentleman. He's been flying for years. And he's taken his phone and he's literally holds it up in the air, points it at himself, and says, hey, have you wanted to know what those ding, ding, dings on the planes are when you're sitting down? I'm a 20-year-old veteran pilot. Not 20-year-old, but I've been flying for 20 years. Here is some advice from a pilot. Those 3 dings mean this. Boom, and he uploads it. No editing, just from his phone in vertical format, and it uploads it. The next day he pops out, hey, why do we sometimes park at the gate? Then sometimes we have to get a shuttle to get you guys in. Let me tell you that. And he talks about that topic. Every day is a different random topic. And people love it. Because it's just him sharing his day of questions that we actually have. There's no reason why anybody can't just do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's incredible, man. What an amazing almost hour we've spent together now.
You said 14 minutes. Never going to happen.
Yeah, we knew that was a slim chance. We're shooting from the hip. Who cares? Well, thanks, Laurent. Thanks so much. Yeah, dude, this has been really insightful, really packed with knowledge. Where can people learn more from you or get any consulting, anything? Where can we hear more of that beautiful voice?
All right, so firstly, I appreciate you taking the time. And the more people we can get online, the more people we can get using the platform, I think it's just a wealth of information that just needs to be shared. And I argue that you owe it to the world to share the stuff that's in your brain. Please, if you have an opportunity, go and try it. You will love it. I'm from South Africa. I don't know if you could tell from the accent, but we have a saying, when is the best time to plant a tree? And that was 20 years ago. When is the second best time to plant a tree? That's today. Do not wait another 10 years, 20 years and go, man, I should have listened to that guy from South Africa who told me to get on YouTube. Just do it. It'll be the best decision that you've made. I appreciate, Grant. Thank you for taking the time. If people want to check me out, I do a lot of YouTube kind of sharing tips on LinkedIn. So if you just look up with my name, I'm sure Grant's going to have some stuff some links in the description of the video and on the various podcasts. So check me out on LinkedIn. Let's connect there. I do this stuff all the time, every single day. I love sharing this knowledge. If you want to check out my geeky channel, well, just find my name on YouTube and, hey, get super excited about routers. Woohoo! And otherwise, my website, lironsegev.com, is where I do a lot of my consulting work if anybody kind of needs that level. But just get started. Don't be afraid of it. It's the best decision you'll make.
Amazing, my friend. Well, with that, I'll let us hang up and I will close out the show. Thank you again, Liron. Really, I truly appreciate it.
Appreciate you, my man.
All right, have a great one. Wow. Okay. Well, you just got schooled on YouTube yet again from a true professional. 1.1 million subscribers. I'm a little starstruck. When else do you get to sit down with the famous YouTuber, right? But, hey, that's the beauty of this show. Let's all enjoy it together. That was episode 60, my friends. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe. If you're listening, leave a rating. I took the punches. You don't have to. Get the hell out of here. Go home. Go kiss your wife. Good night.